So what they did, they showed all the imperfections and they took them out of the room. Well, I still was there but wasn't there. But what happened? They put on a song. Mary J. Blige came on and I recognized it because that's my girl. And what happened was that they ushered these 4 women back in the room, and I would tell you, I was sitting all the way in the back. And I could see them coming. They each passed me by and whisked by me. And what I saw blew my mind. I saw 4 women who had various issues with the tissue, with certain roles. But guess what? When they came back in the room, they were walking different. They had their heads held high. And you know what? They had on different dresses. They had on spandex dresses. And I could not see a robe. And not only could I not see a robe, I couldn't even see that they had on a garment. Is that not amazing? Yeah. I mean, so when people start talking about, where do I fit in? How do I do this as a man? You know, even my best friends. When I first got into the business, because you all are going to get heckled. When you first get into the business, people are going to try to abuse you. My best friends in the world, I swear to you, this is no lie. The word was, Kenny, guess what Kenny's doing? Kenny's selling panties. Kenny's selling panties. You know what, it's money now, but I guarantee you I would have laughed. Okay, because see, I still had not made any money, a lot of money. Understand, we've been in this thing going on 6 months now, okay? In 6 months, Shante and I, we've made over $200,000. Last month, our check was over $100,000. All my friends are selling panties now. Okay? All right, this is what I want to do. I want to go through this presentation briefly because what I really want to do, this market here is going absolutely crazy. It is skyrocketing. I am looking at the numbers. I'm seeing people. It is unbelievable. And you know what you're seeing here? It's just the tip of the iceberg. Understand, can you imagine that 4 months ago, none of you all even knew about ours? Okay, I'm going to ask one question. Please, can everybody kind of turn their phones off? Put them off. You don't have to turn them off. If you're in my organization, leave it on. Let's put it on mute. Let's not miss any money. Okay? 4 months ago, no one in here knew about ours. Now, here we're talking about Chicago, which is the financial mecca of the North. And imagine all you sophisticated people, all you beautiful women, nobody's ever heard of Artists International. Do you know what that means? That means 6 months from now, there are going to be a whole lot of people standing on the stage telling my story. Okay? Because see, understand, this thing is only as big as the people that you bring up that make a lot of money. See, 5 months ago again, I never imagined in my wildest imagination that I would be standing on stage talking about I made over $100,000 in 1 month. Hell, I never imagined I'd be saying it in a year. Okay? Let's talk about the company a little bit. Who's going to change that for me? I want to tell you one thing that the company flew us to Las Vegas, us and 4 other people, and they had us, they did their interviews. The DVD was going to be coming out. And at the beginning of the DVD, they had us say something that is so true. You know, I'm very serious about this, you know, because I think anytime, you have to know where I was to understand why I'm very sincere about this. Why, as I'm exhausted, I'm sharing this thing. Because I'm telling you now, whether you receive this or not, but the spirit and the blessing of prosperity is flowing through artists in millions of households. Do you understand? It is flowing. I feel a responsibility to share this, whether you're in my organization or not. We want to share this blessing of the information that can help resurrect your household. Okay? Okay, let's talk about some of the things that's going on. We all know that in the last 6 months, probably well over 2 million people have lost their jobs, right? I mean, it's a wonderful thing to have a job. I don't knock people that have a job. But the one thing that you all have to recognize, you have to, is that you're only as good as your last paycheck. All right? And there's nothing certain about your employment, right? So when I talk to people, people always, you know, I'll run into people, and people will say, well, Kenny, you know, my plate is full right now. I'm kind of busy. And I say, I know your plate is full. Full of, I'm broke as hell. Full of, you know, hey, I'm so stressed because my bills are over my head that I can't see straight. You know why? Because that's what employment is designed to do. What happens with a lot of jobs, you will get a job and they will give you, I mean, let me tell you something. Have you ever had a friend that got excited about getting a raise and you ask them what their raise was, and they say they gave me an extra $2 a pay period? I mean, can you imagine that? So let's talk about employment again. With employment, it's uncertain. I mean, let me ask you all a question. When you all get up the first thing in the morning, when that alarm clock goes off and you sit on the side of your bed, what's the first word that comes to your mouth? Right. You know why? Because you're getting up when you don't want to. You're going someplace you don't want to go. You're dealing with people that you don't want to deal with. People that have to tell you what you can do, when you can do it, and how you can do it. Well, you know what? Employment ain't the answer. You've got to have some options. We are not you're blessed to have a job, but you got to have an option. Okay? Let's talk about traditional company. How many of you all have been in business for yourself? I want to tell you all a little story. When I was in the mortgage business and I was making a lot of money, I had somebody approach me and they said, man, let's start up a tow company. Okay? So, you know, I said, hey, you know, they said, hey, people's cars get towed all the time. You know, we can book cars, sold from downtown. So you know what I said? That's fine. How much is it going to cost? He said, I need about $15,000 to get a truck. Let's do it, okay? Because I believe in diversification. Well, he called me up one day and said, Kenny, I need $800 for the truck. I said, well, what's wrong with the truck? He said, well, you know, it's towed. I said, we need $800 to tow a truck? He said, no, our truck has to get towed. The transmission's out. I said, you know you're in trouble when you're in the tow business and your truck is getting towed. You know, so understand that when you start talking about going into business for yourself, it's the American dream to be in business for yourself. But guess what? For a lot of people, it's the American nightmare. You know why? Because you take a lot of your money that you save and you go into that business and you don't make money. You understand? Because of what happened in the mortgage business, I had to think about what was I going to do. So I started a loss mitigation company. All right, everybody know what loss mitigation is? We help people save their home from foreclosure. Well, it was a great idea, but I didn't have the money to market. As a matter of fact, I was my best client because the only people's home I saved was my own 3 times. Let's talk about franchises. Let me tell you something. How many of you all in here think you can afford a franchise? I mean, listen, you can. What kind of franchise can you afford? That's great. You know what? Franchises are great because understand, we're not standing up here knocking anything. We're saying that the average person cannot afford to start up a franchise because there are various fees involved, okay? But as you look about what is it that you can do where you can really change your life very quickly. And I knew that network marketing was the vehicle for me. Because before I got an artist, I got in 3 other things. Okay? I got in, you know, and I didn't make any money. But you know what? I tried. See, I wasn't sitting home drinking and getting high because I was broke. You know, I mean, I was still looking for opportunity. I told my friends, I'm like a slot machine in Las Vegas. I keep pulling the handles and I come up with 3 chairs. Okay? And I got to tell you cha-ching because you know what? I fell on 3 chairs with artists. Okay? Multi-level marketing has changed so many people's lives. It gives you an opportunity to get paid what you work. You know, so many people tell stories about, I mean, what's the most common thing you hear about network marketing? You're involved in one of them things. It's a pyramid. I'm going to tell you all, everybody here in the business, when you run into somebody and you tell them, you try to introduce them to something that's going to change their life, and they say, you in a pyramid, I'm telling you, walk. Don't waste your time, because your time is valuable. You understand? You're trying to help people, you're trying to help yourself. You do not have the time to talk to people who are irrational and ignorant, okay? A pyramid is what? An ideal example of a pyramid is where you work. Can you ever be president of your company? Huh? Can you give yourself a promotion or a raise? No. Network marketing is a situation where you can come in today and you can pass up the person who invited you into the business. You can come in here, I'll tell you, it is the purest sense of self-evaluation. Because you know what? You get paid what you work. All right? If you sit at home, watch TV, eat popcorn, drink beer, and then make 1 call a night, you're not going to make any money. Okay? You have to do things that are uncomfortable. I did things that were uncomfortable. And if you all know my story, you know, because the first person I sponsored in the business was my ex-wife. Okay? Juanita Crabb, who is now a platinum president as well, who has made over $100,000 because we came into business at the same time. I went and stayed with her for 2 weeks. Me and Shantae, man, you got to know that. Well, I mean it was for them because I was so tired I slept like a baby.